Just now the eclipse. Just now the eclipses. Just now the eclipse. An eclipse is a total or partial obstruction of light of the heavenly body by an other heavenly object passing before it. An eclipse is a total or partial obstruction of light of a heavenly body by the another heavenly object passing before it. Uh, One solar eclipse. When the solar eclipse is when the moon passes between the earth and the sun, blocking the rays of the sun from falling on the earth. It is called a solar eclipse. When the moon passes between the earth and the sun, when the moon passes when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, the sun blocking the rays of the sun from falling on the earth. It is falling on the earth. It is called a solar eclipse. The solar eclipse graph, it is the solar eclipse graph here. Sun, moon and the earth. It is the central part of the moon. It is sun, it is moon, it is earth. It is the solar eclipse on the now. Then the lunar eclipse. When the earth position is between the sun and the moon and the shadow of the earth fall on the moon, blocking the light, blocking the when the earth position is between the sun and the moon and the shadow of the earth falls on the moon, on the moon blocking the light, it is called a lunar eclipse. It is the picture of the graph of the lunar eclipse. It is the sun, it is the earth, it is the moon. Okay. It is the then we can calculate it our says and it will keep now, but really now the eclipse on the names of the personality. Okay, it is the real eclipse announced by the solar and lunar. Is it real eclipse announced by the solar and lunar? I am asking to you. It is it? Not it is. Is it a real eclipse announced by the solar and lunar? Okay. No. It is not the eclipses related to the center work by the sun, which were before say and which were keep and now, but we will correct that and we will resolve that to new system of the eclipses. So in this manner we can call the eclipse on the name of the earth and moon. We have earth eclipse and moon eclipse here. Which planet were the center on the eclipse time, and thus the planet will known on the power of the eclipse. Okay, as ways the sun not become to the center on the three things related to the lunar eclipse times and the earth eclipse times. So we can say it is the real eclipse known by the earth and known by the moon. Okay. If the moon is the center on the eclipse and it is to become to the lunar eclipse. If the moon were the center on the eclipse, that will to known on the name of the lunar eclipse. If the center is the, if where the center a moon, if where the moon is a moon where the center, it is known as the name of the moon. Thus it eclipse not known on the name of the solar or sun. Okay, that I indeed as a new theosophy from the Holy TAZISM to you. The important is the moon. I get to show the graph of the lunar eclipse. The sun, moon and the earth. Sun, moon and the earth. It eclipse is center part, which were the center part that known the lunar eclipse. If the moon were the center, then the sun, earth and the moon. Sun, earth and the moon. Which were the center? Earth were the center. So that were the earth eclipse. That were the earth eclipse in the center. We have a third eye between the two eyes as well. Here have a graph of the earth eclipse and here have the graph of the lunar eclipse. If the earth is the center on the eclipse and it is not lunar eclipse and solar eclipse, further the eclipse known, the earth eclipse on the name of the earth, as the ways the moon eclipse known on the name of the lunar or moon. Okay, the symbol of an earth eclipse times on the task to believe within and of it. When we were to understood the earth eclipse, those time we can be getting another test by the egg here. When were the earth eclipse times, those time we taking an egg, taking an egg to hand, and we will broke the egg to the pan. Those we can cite essence of the moon on the earth as the way on the albumin. Okay, then a moon white is the albumin. Albumin is the subconscious light. When we sight upon the egg, those time we can check how many percentage of the albumin at there. And after vitally, to sun vitally or egg yolk depend to the superconscious light. It is superconscious light how many percentage on the running day on the test by the temperature of the atom. Essence of the sun on the earth. Essence of the sun on the earth. That is the egg yolk. Essence of the moon on the earth. That is the albumin within an ovate. That means it is theosophical test by the with the science person. Okay. Earth is running about as a conscious light between the moon and sun on the earth eclipse times. Okay. So we calculate it test on the earth. So the doings depend to the earth and earth space sense. The test work by an egg when arrived the two type of the eclipse here. Those time if the earth eclipse there, we can calculate how many percentage of the subconscious egg white, how many percentage of the superconscious vitally here. Okay, by the conscious test. Because we are not to check earth on the egg, because the doings on the eggs we now. So how many percentage of the sun use we on the temperature? How many percentage of the moon use on the, by the test on the pan? The symbol of the lunar symbol of a lunar eclipse time so on the TAZISM believe within an ovate. Those time if the lunar times the earth eclipse that we can find it test on the earth eclipse time. Those time we can find too many albumin and too many percentage of the albumin and some less percentage of the some percentage of the egg yolk on those time. Then after when arrives the lunar eclipse, really lunar eclipse when arriving those time we says it is not lunar eclipse on the center values are that way they says that way the solar eclipse. Here is not the solar eclipse because that is not that is not a planet. The planet where can eclipse the star value not to become eclipse because that traveling around the each planets that completely not to become the eclipse level. Okay. Then if the test on the lunar time, those time the essence of the sun on the earth, sun wetly superconscious light will to too many percentage on the egg. Those time we can less percentage essence of the white moon value on the related to the albumin egg white on the running eclipse times. Those time if it test we doing on the times of the lunar eclipse, those time it test result to become on the temperature from the temperature the egg yolk too many percentage of the egg yolk we can cite and some less percentage of the white moon we can cite at there on the egg. When the arrives the earth eclipse, those time the egg yolk, some egg yolk and too many percentage of the egg white related to the moon scale here on the eclipse times. The earth is ever as a conscious light and in the umbra both the and the hide of the subconscious moon on the lunar eclipse. Because we are alive upon the earth with our conscious things and things. Those both than things both of them the hidden day. So it conscious running as the super conscious on the day when we doing a check, but we standing on the position of the conscious. With the conscious, we have two ways at ahead for the to the super conscious named as the sun, and the subconscious named as the moon, and the conscious doings as the upon the earth test here. That you have the test. You can test the egg test. You can test the egg on the times of the lunar eclipse, on the times of the earth eclipse. That is the two type of the eclipse. Here is not the solar eclipse. Really here have two type of eclipse. Our sitting earth eclipse. We are not cut the sitting branch here. The sitting branch is, we want now the sitting branch of the sitting branch of the tree. That where the earth. So we want rearrange our eclipse system here by indeed the speak. Okay.